Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alan Dighton, and you have been watching the second session of Winchester's Springtown meeting here on May 1st. So some pretty dry stuff. That's why I've got a water bottle here. We started with Article 21, which was covering our water and sewer rates. We heard that they need to increase 9.5% for each of the next 2 years. Our MWRA assessment increased by 18.5%. Without this increase, we heard there'd be a $900,000 deficit. However, the footnote was that these rates and the water usage is very dependent on weather. Hot, dry summer increases a lot of water usage, and a cool, wet summer decreases it. So they are a bit flexible. They said the average household with an irrigation system would go up about $72 per bill. So the bulk of the meeting was government regulations proposed by the Government Regulations Committee. Changes, a lot of them very just edits and clarifications. I'll quickly run through those. Article 40 talked about election officials. New election dates are now on Saturday, and talked about towing responsibilities. We heard one town meeting member said it was all too complicated. Let's move to indefinitely postpone it. That failed. The article was passed. Article 41 was dealing with town manager's duties and allowing the town manager to designate someone for certain duties. That was passed. Article 42, the certain positions had to be reappointed every year by the town manager. This gives the town manager the option to appoint for multiple years. It clarifies the treasurer-collector's position as one position, and referred to numerous other ones. That passed. 44, the water and sewer regulations remove gender-specific comments. That was passed. 45, public order updates current procedures, cleans up some of the pronouns. A town meeting member had concern with the term well-being, that it might limit free speech. That motion failed. The article passed. The dog leash law, there were some grammar corrections in Article 46. That was not taken up tonight. Article 47 in dog leash rules was passed. Article 48, dealing with litter. The select board opposed, said there were too many edits. Motion to indefinitely postpone it failed, but the article itself was postponed. Article 50, criteria of historic buildings and demolition hearings. The select board striking the words and or, which were in listing some multiple criterias. The town meeting approved the removal, and the article passed. Excuse me, Article 51. Article 51, that was Article 50. Article 51 dealt with smoking regulations and nicotine products. Pretty much the whole bylaw was deleted because it was superseded by state regulations. That passed. 52 was a regulation of news racks in the town, mostly deleted. The racks that are there must have a permit and must have contact information posted on them. That passed. Article 53, public shade trees and committee makeup. That passed. Article 54, renumbering of the bylaw sections. That passed. Article 55, footnotes reorganized. That passed. Article 37, went back to Article 37, clarification of certain terms and general provisions of the bylaw. For instance, talking about posting notices on the town bulletin board. That's replaced by the town's website. The select board opposed some of these, said that the charter is the governing body of the town, not to be overridden by bylaws. This was referred to a committee for further study. That passed. Article 38 was the last one to be considered, and it was rules and regulations about town meetings. Changing the governing of town meeting to something called town meeting time, not Robert's Rules as it currently is run. Committee for Equal Opportunity, Human Services Committee, those committees were disbanded because they haven't met for decades. Warrant articles with financial impacts must contain budget and tax impacts. School committee voted unfavorable action on this. There was a lot of discussion. Opposition to the warrant notice increasing from 10 days to 13 days before town meeting. But in the end, there apparently was discussion. There were various versions of this article. There were revisions, and there was a notice. Revisions to were posted on the tables outside. So a town meeting member suggested this be adjourned to the next session, which will be next Monday, to allow the town meeting members a chance to take a look at the latest versions and make some decisions on that. And that was our meeting for tonight. Mostly government regulations. A lot of it is just clarifications of terminology. If you can go back to your warrant, if you want to know exactly what was done. A lot of dry stuff, but a lot of hard work by the Government Regulations Committee. A few typos in there had to be corrected, but that is it for this second session of town meeting. Next session will be next Monday with a guest analyst in my place.